Bigger bean coffees, as usual, like any other fruit, coffee also ripens and becomes sweet. But when the coffee ripens, this is the most tricky part to the farmers, whereby they have to consider a lot of efforts. Time was the one they applied when they were planting coffee, they may multiply it by 2 so that they can effectively impact or handle their coffees carefully. When the coffee ripens, this is the most dangerous part, whereby when you leave it in the garden, it can be affected by insects, birds, anything else that is not required to its nature can be dangerous to it. What defines the price of coffee or the qualityness of coffee? It is the after activity of harvest. The way you handle your coffee, the way you keep your coffee, the way you dry your coffee, the way you effectively impact your coffee. This comes in washing, handling, storing, the after harvest activities. They're the ones that determine the qualityness and the price of coffee. However, the price of the coffee is high when it is still in the garden. It reduces or increases after harvesting it. This comes on how you handle it and how you prepare it after it is harvested. When coffee dries to the required moisture quantities, it is then taken to be tested to the required specialty coffee quality assessment, which defines it as quality coffee which is ready for to be taken, or it is deducted as known to be sold on market. Today I'm not going to talk about specialty coffee, but today I'm going to be answering that one question about sourness. One question we are supposed to ask ourselves, it is when does coffee ripens? When does it become sweet? How does it become sweet? And why most of the people say it is sour or bitter. Ripening of the coffee is by the help of the microorganisms, which are the bacteria. These bacteria enter into the coffee bean through many different ways. It can be through the fertilizers that you apply to your plant. It can be through the skin. It can be through the surrounding area, which is the wind, the water, and the tools you use. But some farmers add them according to what and how they want their coffees to taste. What the bacteria need most in these fruits, it is the availability of enough temperature and light. Every time the bacteria feel the temperature enough and favorable for them, they will definitely multiply. And this multiplication of the bacteria will effectively impact on the flavors of the fruit. Some of the bacteria we have in coffee, we have what we call the lactic acid bacteria. This burns down the sugars in the coffee, turning it into lactic acid, which definitely smoothens the fruit, the coffee bean, and gives it that oily layer, that oily skin, which definitely makes it sweet and reduces the bitterness and the so-called sourness of coffee. The second bacteria, we have the acetic acid bacteria. This impacts on the sugars and the alcohol in the coffee, turning it into acetic acid, which definitely gives the coffee the fruity taste and smell, and definitely gives it the required body while cupping it or tasting it. But when the acetic acid exceeds the required in the coffee bean, it will definitely turn the coffee bean into vinegar-like taste. So note that before you go to impacting it. And basically impacts to the coffee through that part between the outer layer of the coffee and the coffee seed, which is called the mucilage, the slippery part between the outer layer of the coffee bean and the coffee bean. So that slippery part, it is called the mucilage. That's where the bacteria operates and impacts on the coffee. The activity of the bacteria in the mucilage leads to the creation of glucose and fructose, which definitely creates the sweetness when tasting the cup or when tasting the coffee. But these bacteria, they should be just enough, not even more than enough. They should be just enough so that they can reduce the bitterness in the coffee, which comes in with the phenolic compound that impacts in the sourness or bitterness. So the bacteria should be moderated, should not exceed the required one. So with all this, the coffee is made sweet, attractive, in addition with the fruity aroma and frolic flower smell, which makes the coffee a different fruit. However, when you leave the bacteria to exceed the normal through many different ways, by leaving the coffees in the garden for them to rot, poor storage, leaving them to for the animals like chicken and goats to destroy them, this will definitely discredit you when it goes to the cupping level, and your coffee will be of low value. So be careful when handling the coffee. Be careful. To the farmers, it takes only 3 to 5 minutes for your coffee to tell out everything that you did to it. The poor agricultural practices, watering, poor handling, poor processing, all of them can only be identified in just 3 to 5 minutes through cupping. So ensure quality farming, ensure quality tools, ensure required fertilizers, ensure all measures that are required when harvesting. Don't let your coffee to rot from the garden, and don't allow anyone to harvest coffees that are not mature, because definitely if you harvest coffees that are not mature, they will be identified after roasting. So ensure the moisture content while drying when you are processing your coffees, being honey process, being dry process, being wet process, everything ensure it perfectly, because everything you do to your coffee, it will definitely be identified. Don't allow animals like chicken, goats to enter into your coffee. Be careful when you are handling your coffee, when you are drying your coffee. Ensure proper storage, ensure clean place of storage. Like, be vigilant to these after harvesting practices, because these are the crucial, these are the very reasons why most of your coffees are not sold at high prices. As I told you, the coffee is of high price when it is still in the garden. It reduced the price when it is harvested. It is either reduced or raised the price when it is harvested. So everything you do after harvesting your coffee will definitely impact on your coffee. I have explained to you how the bacteria effectively affect the coffee, negatively and positively. So it is you to moderate it. It is you, the farmer, to ensure quality coffee. Together we can build our coffee industry further. Together we can make this. Together we can advertise it together. But the first advert, it is you farmers, because you are the first reason. We baristas, we can only add value and serve coffee, but you, the farmers, you are the reasons why we are doing our job right now. If you don't perfectly do your job as a farmer, ensuring the best farm practices, definitely I will not be able to do my job accordingly. You will be giving us hard time to follow the chain from farm to processing, from processing to roasting, from Royal to the Ballistas, definitely will be breaking up the chain, because you are the beginning of the chain. You are at the beginning of the chain. Definitely you have to ensure that everything is perfect and organized. Bigger Ben Coffees, as usual. Jobless Norman Cass. Thank you so much. Like, follow, share, duet, tag people. Comment, subscribe. Don't just follow, don't just watch and leave the video there. Share it, recommend it for someone. Coffee content and other content. We are going to be talking about music. We are going to be talking about politics and other factors. Yeah, we see in Uganda politics are becoming, but we are going to be looking at all that. But for today, it was coffee. Tomorrow it is something else. The next day it is something else. Bigger Ben Coffees, as usual. Uja bless. Norman Cass. Asho.